All right, this is how to work your daily pipeline part two. So if you've already seen one, this is updated, revised, you're gonna love it. So I'm teaching mortgage lenders, hundreds, thousands now of mortgage lenders across the United States. So I'm in Danville, California. I've been a mortgage lender for over 23 years. I've done a lot of things wrong, but I've done a lot of things right. And I went to college for 4 days, went back when I was 18, started working for the mortgage broker that I telemarketed for in high school, and here I am now. The first thing that I learned was how to work your pipeline. And that is a tried and true way. I don't care if you're doing social media, automations, go high level, no automations, you don't track your leads, you track your leads, whatever you do, you have to work your pipeline like this, or else you're not going to be able to get it all done. There's going to be holes in your system, especially if you don't have a team yet. So here's the first thing you do. So remember, when you sit down in front of your computer in the morning, you don't want to be reactive. You don't want to check your email and see what's going on, not run a calendar. I'm always shocked at how many lenders don't have a calendar. They don't manage. I know a calendar is not sexy. I know it's kind of like gives you a little bit of anxiety when you go on there and you start looking at it and you're like, oh my God, I have so much to do today. Or that never ending to-do list, right? I got a cure for that too, but that's for another training, right? Daily sheet would be the cure for that. But again, that was for another training, so I don't want to get off track here. So first thing you do when you sit down in front of your computer, you go, do I have any closings? If so, then you fire off a milestone video that asks for referrals. It gives them the Google testimonial link. By the way, you should always be doing Google, okay? You don't want to do some of these other sites where you have to pay money. And if you don't pay them, they hide your reviews. Google increases your SEOs. It's tried and true. YouTube and Google talk to each other. So if you do a video, for example, on how to read a loan estimate, and somebody Googles, how do I read a loan estimate, or what's an LE? You pop up on Google because your YouTube link pops up. You want to have some reviews there, okay? So you milestone video. So it's something that's pre-recorded, that sets expectation, that asks for things, explains what you're giving them, what you're asking for in return, and you check mark the box. Then closing gift. Then you go on Amazon. Most of us have Amazon Prime. You go get a home sweet home candle or some kind of cool thing that's $5, $10. I know times are tough right now in 2024 when if and when you're watching this during this time before hopefully rates go down. Then you're not going to want to pay for wine glasses and wine and pay for shipping and all this stuff. So just go on your Amazon, type in something, type in their address, and type in a little thank you note and send it to them on Amazon. Amazon will even package things or gift wrap or make a gift tag for you. So you can, it's a thought that counts, right? I mean, people aren't necessarily, yes, it's very nice to get some cool cutlery or whatever that is, wine glasses with branded, your mortgage company's wine. But let's face it, we're not in 2020 anymore. So whatever you do in the morning, you go, do I have a closing? If so, yes, you fire off the milestone video that asks for referrals, sets expectations, and gets the ask for the review, right? Pre-recorded, just a 2-3 minute video that's already there. More on that on my actual 3-day Invincible Lender training. If you're like, what is she talking about? Okay, we're just talking today about managing your pipeline. So then you do the closing gift. Okay, done. Now you're not going to have a closing every day. That would be amazing not if, but when you get to that, that would be amazing. But for now, you're not going to have a closing every day. So if you don't have a closing, that's okay. If you do, fabulous. You do that stuff. Then you move down to funding. Okay. That's the next milestone, working backwards. You send off a milestone video once it funds, or maybe you're working on your funding, making sure your log's good or conditions are that, the client brought in the cashier's check, and you do all those checks and balances because that's most important, secondary to the closings. Fire off the milestone video, good. Okay. Then next, CTC. You work on your CTCs. You get it done. When the clear to close is issued, guess what? You've probably guessed it by now. Fire up a milestone video. Congratulations, your loan is clear to close. But what does that mean? It means da. You set expectations. No, you don't get the keys today. The next step is the doc drawer. We'll get the docs. It goes into a queue. They send it to the escrow company. Escrow title company will drop the estimate. I give it my blessing. And then guess what? No, the notary is not just going to show up at your house. It's whatever's convenient. Maybe we're in a time crunch, blah, 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 blah. Okay. You do that. These milestone videos are so important to integrate into your daily pipeline management. So you want to find my training on milestone videos. You absolutely have to have those, right? We live in a world where video is more important than ever in so many different ways, not just your Instagram and your Facebook, which is entirely important, but video will help you work your pipeline, have those conversations, but you're not having to pick up the phone and have a 20-minute conversation about what CTC is, right? It's done, boom, send it off. Okay. I use my hands a lot when I talk. Okay. So then next one is conditional approval. So how many times have you had a client that would say like, I thought my loan is approved. Why are you asking me for this? Or what's on the list? So then you work to conditional approval. If you don't have it yet, you go track it down. You talk to your processor. You figure out why it's not approved yet. Or if it is, you send off that video. That explains, congratulations, your loan is conditionally approved. But what does that mean? It means that, da, 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 da. So now you've worked from closings, fundings, and you can pause this video if you want to take notes and just stick it up somewhere in your office so you know how to work it backwards. This is really, really important stuff that if you don't do this, your day is going to run you instead of you running your day. So now we're working our way. So conditional approval. Then you do submissions. Now there's no milestone video that I send off on that. But what I do is I spend the time looking at my submissions and I go, okay, so is it an FHA loan? Am I removing one of the spouses that's non-borrowing, but I need to remember to include their liabilities or debts into the DTI because that's what FHA guidelines, usually require. Am I running this and I did a pricing as a townhouse because the listing agent said it's a townhouse, but really it's a condo. So technically pricing would change, especially if you're putting like 10% down or God, if it's a FHA loan, you're going to run into real trouble if you don't have that condo approved. So you've got to pay attention to those things. Where's the gift funds coming from? Are the gifts even there yet? Are you getting a gift letter? Do you need to fire off a gift letter to the donor? So these are the checks and balances. When you're reverse engineering your day, you'll think of all of these things and you'll get in that routine, right? So consistency compounds. So the more you're consistent, the more those rituals and routines are put in place, and you can mentally do your checks and balances going from the closest point to where you're getting commission, which is closing, working your way backwards. Your day is going to be like, you're going to be like smoking a cigarette. I don't smoke, but you know what I mean? It's going to be so much easier. So you do your submission cover sheet for your processor, your underwriters, whoever's on your team, so they know what's in your brain. Remember, down payment funds, where are they coming from? Are they liquidating 401k? These are the things when you work your pipeline backwards that you go, all right, I'm submitting this loan. I'm going to spend the time. This is what the only thing I'm going to do. Like set your timer for 25, let's see. So I'm just going to do it right here. So there's a little stopwatch, right? So I'll do like, I'll start and I'll just make sure like it's counting down from 22 minutes right now. And I will make sure that I do nothing but focus on that submission. I turn my phone face down and I go for it. So what you focus on grows, what you track grows. So when you put that focus in on just your cover letter, you don't do text messages, you don't take a phone call, anything can wait 20, 30 minutes while you go through that and you set yourself up for success on that submission. So you send that off. Now you work your leads. Now, all leads, I'm going to put a pin in that for a minute. All leads should be called within 30 minutes or less, period, even if you're working on a closing. So the way to get around that is you should already have a pre-recorded video in your mortgage. I have, it's called in my albums in my phone, pre-recorded mortgage videos. And the video goes like this. Hey, this is Tiffany. I'm so glad we got connected. So I'm going to drop my calendar link and please give me your email address so we can set some time so we can really hone in on your budget, your timelines, your mindset around getting a new mortgage loan. Don't say refinance or purchase because you want to keep this very vague so you can use it for years to come, right? And it's universal. Don't say like, I'm so glad Joe Schmo, realtor, sent me this, because you only want to have one that's very general. So when you're working your pipeline backwards and you get a lead, awesome, that's great. But don't stop what you're doing and let that get you off track. You train people how to treat you, okay? You train people how to treat you. So when you have that pre-recorded album there and you copy and paste it, and you send it in the text, and maybe you copy the referring partner so they know that you're on top of things. You're training them that your time is valuable, that you're not just ready to pick up the phone and take a loan app and, skip over the discovery session because we're so crazy out of control, right? That's the way I used to do it. So can you guess how fast I talk? So I used to do it like that, where I was just like totally haphazard. So now I train them that my time is valuable. I also collect their email address, and what that calendar link, I connect it to my Zoom. So now it forces them to pick a time that's on Zoom. Sometimes I will text and I'll say, hey, if you're not comfortable with Zoom or you really want to do a phone call, schedule the appointment, put in your information. I'll call you instead of using that Zoom link. So you can do little things like that to make them comfortable, but train them how to treat you. If it's a Saturday and you're at your kid's soccer game, pick up the phone, right? You send them the pre-recorded thing. You train them how to treat you, that you're not available on Saturdays and Sundays. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, right? Doctors, lawyers, nurses, you can't just call them on a Saturday night and complain about disclosures or something at 8 o'clock on a Saturday. So that's my wine o'clock time. So you don't want to call me and ask me to go over a loan estimate or closing disclosure on a Saturday night. So, okay. So then you do your submissions, then you work on your leads. So now you've already pre-recorded and sent out any leads when you're working your pipeline backwards, but now you can actually see, did they book a call? I always have my leads like 3 p.m. to 5 p.m., no later, on like Tuesdays and Thursdays, or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays if I'm running a heavy Facebook ad campaign. So that way, if I get the lead, I know between 3 and 5 p.m., that's where I go look and see if I have any calls. I already would have worked my pipeline backwards down to submissions. Thank you for the referral. I have videos for that. So please do find my Milestone video YouTube training, because it's very helpful for you to make sure you set all those expectations and explain each part of the process without having to explain each part of the process like this all day for 20 minutes. Each client, listing agent, buyer's agent. It's not sustainable, especially when you grow your business. You might have the time if you're closing 2, 3, even 5 loans a month, but when you grow to 10, 15, 20 loans a month, there's no, and beyond, right? Always tell your subconscious brain or more, or I want to make $1 million by December 2024 or sooner. Program your subconscious brain. So when you're closing 15, 20 or more loans, there's no way that you can not have these kinds of systems in place. There's no way that you can call every lead no matter what on Saturdays. Like, you're going to want to recharge your battery during those times. So now you work your leads. So you take any discovery calls and all of that. Normally you're not going to have, and the discovery call is a really important part, where then you ask them to fill out the loan application. It's very rare when I do a discovery call that I just start taking it out. I send them the link, right? I collect that credit card payment. If you're allowed to do that in your mortgage company, I highly suggest you do that. The client's got to have skin in the game, because they will take you more seriously, value your time. And when they have to spend the money, they're not going to go run around everywhere giving people $11 or $20 or whatever the credit check cost is. So you collect that money during that time, you send them the link, and you let them apply for a loan. Then the last part of your day is working your dream list. So, and I like to call it your future friend list. So people you either worked with and you want to work with again, you go check out what's going on their social media. Do they have any life events? Maybe you send them a video text like, hey, Mr. Realtor, just giving you a heads up. I problem solved for someone on this loan file. We have a great program, blah, blah, blah. I just want to make sure you know, got my phone there. I just want to make sure you know, just in case you run into that. So hope you're having a great day. You don't ask for business, but you just check in with them. You don't need to call them every single Monday and ask them for coffee. And any producer, anybody that values their time and works their pipeline, and they run their days a certain way, and they like to win daily, they have the daily wins. They don't have time to stop and schedule coffee, right? I mean, schedule is quick Zoom if you're really stuck on that one-to-one mentality instead of that one-to-many. So that's the time that I work my future friend list, or people that are already my friend, but I want to go deeper with. I want to co-collab with. I want to set up a Facebook Live. I want to find out if they're having any open houses that I can make theirs a listing of the week, that I can provide food and, some fun stuff that's not boring and canned. So that's the time. The last part of my day, I will celebrate my wins and successes, and I'll check my email one more time. So 2 things as a call to action for you. After you jot down the daily pipeline management, which I'll recap for you right now. Closings, fundings, clear to close, conditional approval, submissions. Thank you for the referral. You check on your leads and you work on your favorite people, your future friend list. Then you celebrate your wins and successes and you check your email one more time and you say, I've done my best for the day and that's all I can do. And you go home to your family. You don't think about work anymore and you go recharge, right? Go to the gym, go cook dinner, like whatever feeds your motherly or fatherly soul. So the 2 call to actions is go find my training on Milestone videos where I go over the backwards pipeline management, but I tell you what to say in those Milestone videos, and you can voice dictate it or you can make some notes. Create a script in your big view or your teleprompter. You should all, as mortgage lenders, have a teleprompter so you can line out the hook, the value, the call to action, and all of that. So go watch my Milestone training video. The other one I want you to watch is the daily sheet. What you celebrate replicates. It's gratitude, moving the big rocks during the day, celebrating your wins. So that's going to be integrated within those milestones because working your pipeline is great. But what I failed to mention is you always want to be moving those big rocks. Well, you might be asking like, Tiff, how do I have time for those big rocks if I'm supposed to be doing all that? Trust me, you will not have a situation every single day where you're sending a milestone video, ordering a closing gift, preparing a submission, setting your timer. You will be working your future friend list every single day, different pockets, which I teach in my Ignite in my 12-month course. So again, that's for a different training. There's so much to tell you. I get so excited about this stuff. So hopefully you can hear me okay. I didn't have my microphone that close. Great, redo. No, I'm just kidding. So, and go find my daily sheet training. So 2 trainings, milestone video, daily sheet training. It will really, really help you conquer and feel like you got enough done in the day and like you were proactive and that you're moving mountains, right? Consistency compounds. So the more consistent you are, the better you're going to do. So I hope this video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, comment below. I love to hear feedback. If you had an aha moment, if you've heard of this before, if you've never have, please comment because it helps me show it better for you. And that is my purpose and passion is to help you be the best lender that you can be. So I'll see you on the next training. Thank you.